And so where are we? We're at episode 2 of Sorry for My Behavior
Yep,
featuring Otiano.
this guy. This guy right here. That's me.
I'm Steve.
I'm Otiano.
Um, yeah, so what are you sorry for right now, if anything?
What am I sorry for? Um, you know what? I'm just, it's gonna sound it's like a joke, but I would say I'm sorry for my behavior. I usually don't, because I show up how I am, and I'm not gonna change. I'm not saying I'm a bad person. I'm just saying like my behavior sometimes, like I'm a great guy. I really don't get mad that much. It's just like I'm out there, I'm you can't really put me in a box. I feel different types of moods all day, and they're all happy moods. Like I'm always in a great mood. It's weird, man. I'll go in and out of talking, or I'll go like in and out of like creativeness. Like my brain will just take me to a whole different planet, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And some people get lost. Some people get lost and they try to find me, but they can't. Nobody usually ends up finding me, which is okay. I
Except
like
me.
traveling. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, you're also in the same. I feel like me and you are very similar in the
Yeah.
same way. So yeah, I'm sorry for being lost all the time, but I know where I am. You just might not know where I am.
I couldn't have said that better myself.
How about you, man?
I said something mean to my girlfriend the other day.
Oh, this is okay. So you actually okay. What do you want to do? You want to say? You know what? You don't even have to say what it is. No, just let's keep it at that. You don't have to say it because it didn't. I feel like if you wanted to, you would already said it.
What I said was, I said, "Hey, can you can you clean out some of your stuff in the closet so that I can have space?" But
That didn't.
but the reason it was mean, it was because I said it passive aggressively on
Yeah,
the way out because I wanted to
leave
something.
that point.
Yeah, I
You want to
wanted
leave
to.
that point.
Oh well. Oh yeah. Well, hey,
Yeah.
can you do this?
It was a little bit of sass going on.
Yeah.
A little bit of sass, you can say.
So I'm
Well,
sorry for that.
hey, well, I feel like I feel like that was good, man. I feel like that was good. Did you obviously y'all are cool now, but did you reflect on it afterwards and were like, hey, I could be a little sassy sometimes. I know that, but it's not a part of it's not a part of who I see myself as. It's just something that comes out. Like, did you have a brain? I don't know how to explain that. I don't know how to explain that better.
No, yeah, we patched it up.
Yeah, that's
Shit's
good.
cool. It's all right. But
That's good.
yeah.
Well, I would just like first off like to say, man, with with how my job's going and how everything is going, I always like try to find time to just talk to my friends and try to get their opinion on things. And
Well, I got it. Speaking of friends and opinions on things, my opinion is I would like to know a little bit more about Otiano.
oh really? Oh, this is
So,
okay.
yeah, I feel like the first episode we touched a little bit about man dancing.
Right.
Where did you go to school?
Here in my hometown of Wilmington, North Carolina, specifically Ashley High School.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. It was my first time going to. It was my second time actually going to a public school,
Mm-hmm.
and really nothing changed for me. It just made me become more of a person who can communicate.
So then, we are in Wilmington. You went to school in Wilmington. Laney High School,
Right?
which is where Michael Jordan famously went to high
Yeah,
school,
actually, yes.
and he famously took that test. The one that when he passed, he was like, "Oh, I'm NBA now."
Yeah. Yep.
Were you bummed? Like, was there ever kind of like a jealousy or like any type of idea or thought too much about? Because I would think about that all the time.
Like that, I went to Ashley,
Yeah,
and
like
that he didn't.
and then I wasn't at Laney.
Man, I don't know how many people are gonna watch this and actually are from North Carolina and Wilmington specifically. So I don't
Yeah.
really mind me saying either way. I wouldn't mind, but no. First of all, no. To answer your question,
Okay.
no.
Cool. Cool.
I think Laney is out of the four high schools we have. Laney is just it's just not a school I really would want to go to, even if I lived
So
closer
even
to
back
it.
then, it was like,
Yeah, it's Laney has like it's just like Laney, it has that type of feel to it. As far as like most, I feel like high school experiences do, but specifically that
Mm-hmm.
one, it's just not the one that I specifically wanted to go to or even
So
had a
you found
choice
yourself
to.
in a school that you're all right with.
Yeah, I was all right with it.
Cool.
It wasn't too bad. I made a lot of friends. It's changed me as a person. Um,
Well, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
as most high school experiences
School
do.
would change
Yeah, so
would
I,
change
I
most
don't
people.
think I don't think anything I take away from that school at all. I also our high school was named after a a what is it, a war, no, I want to say war hero,
Sure.
a veteran. We'll say
Mm-hmm.
a veteran. His name was Eugene Ashley, or Ashley Eugene. I don't know his last name. That's really much all I know. But he was a cool guy, man. He did a lot for our town, and I wish I had more to say on that.
That's all right.
But yeah, that was pretty much my high school experience. Jordan actually um, gives back to Laney a couple times.
That was your high school experience. I like that. It's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I went there. That was it.
That was yeah. I really don't have much else to say. I mean, it's changed me obviously. I could go into all the deep stories and whatnot, but it's like, you
We
know,
got time for that.
we have a lot of time for
Well, let
that.
me tell you,
Okay.
we're on episode 2.
All right.
We've got a lot of time to discover both about you, and you can discover both about my dancing.
That's my actual favorite part about this.
Good. So we could share in my favorite part is I get to hang out with you.
Yeah.
And your favorite part is that you get to learn about the history and the lore and the current status of Man Dancing,
Right.
the band.
I just like you're an interesting person. And I feel like whatever you do, you naturally bring people who are also creative and interesting around you. So it's just interesting. I'm just glad that I get to know the origin story or the villain arc that became now Man Dancing.
The villain arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You know.
I'm excited. Like I said, but
So well, let's get to this then. We're on episode 2. We've
right,
discovered that you went to high school, which
right.
is nice. I also, for those listening at home, I did go to high school as well.
I was actually
Um,
wondering about that.
was gonna say, what would you like to talk about?
Well, I know. Well, and I guess we could talk more about just life experiences, man. I feel like right now, um, there's a lot of stuff happening around the world. I feel like world topics are pretty cool.
Politics,
No, no, God, no. No, I feel like that's
environment.
yeah, more of environmental, which probably leads into politics. But I'm just not a guy who likes to speak out about politics. I don't think that's what I would want this for, and I don't think I would want like I feel like it keeps it generalized. We just keep it generalized.
Just thought of this. Typically, when you bring up the idea of like what's happening in the world,
Yeah,
there's flowers blooming.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
there's trees.
I mean, there's life. There's actually a lot of squirrels around us right now.
You know how many babies are born a lot?
A lot a
At
day.
least 17 babies a day.
At least that's actually a good number to start with. At least
At
17.
least 17.
For
You
sure.
can't be wrong about that.
For sure.
But no, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. I don't know. World topics. Is this a podcast where we discuss world topics?
I feel like this is a podcast where we really just discuss everything
Yeah.
in general,
Uh-huh.
but when it comes to world topics, it doesn't seem like that's a topic you want to get into.
I just feel like I'm wrong about a lot of stuff.
Yeah?
And I don't have much to contribute in the way of, well, this is what's going on in here.
Well, I mean, I feel like
You know?
I mean, if you don't even have to, no one said we have to contribute. I feel like if anything, that's just another reason why our title is the way it is, which is sorry for
Yeah.
our behavior.
If we get it wrong, it's
Yeah, it's just sorry.
it's in the name.
I already said it. We already said it before we walked in, so
People can't see this right now, but there are 2 squirrels that are just
I'm not crazy
meandering
about
around.
I think
And
one-
one is just straight
that, right?
peeking at us. He's peeking over.
Ricky's going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, one of them's named Ricky. The other one's name is actually what would you like to name?
I wonder if this is going to be a theme. Last podcast we did was the crabs.
Ricky.
Ricky.
Ricky. I always got it.
We had
Mine's
a bunch
always
of crabs named
yeah.
Ricky, and then this
Mhm.
one there's a couple squirrels named Ricky.
I think it might be a thing. I feel like everywhere we go, there's gonna be at least some form of nature.
Just make sure you keep that mic a little closer,
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
because the cicadas.
They be buzzing.
Mm-hmm.
They be buzzing. Let me ask you a question. For wherever you see yourself going, like let's just say you move on from North Carolina, is there a second location right now that you can see yourself in that would really benefit you and what you want to do?
Yeah, the first place that comes to mind is Austin.
Texas.
Yeah,
Okay.
just because there's a lot of cool shit happening
It's
there,
booming.
and Sixth Street is just nuts.
Yeah. You recently went there, right?
Well, yeah, I went there. It was during South by Southwest, so I don't know if that's the best time, best time to get a look at it because that's when it's kind of the craziest.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot of things happening, and it's just I've always been someone just like last week I had said like, oh, I never thought I'd do a podcast, or it's like I never was so interested in going where the action's happening.
Right. You never want to be in like the spotlight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or it's like, oh, well, that's what everybody does. I
Oh,
need to
okay.
be
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
different.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course.
So, but yeah, Austin for those reasons. What about you?
You know, it's funny.
You haven't been out of North Carolina, right?
I've been out. I've been outside of North
Well,
Carolina.
traveled, but
Yeah,
like,
traveled, but I
okay.
haven't lived. Yeah, you're right. I haven't lived anywhere besides North Carolina. I'll say it's funny that you said Austin, Texas, because currently right now I'm working on trying to get anything in the cyber tech world. So like anything that has to do with cybersecurity, data entry,
Oh,
stuff like
really?
that. Yeah, yeah, it's a little side thing that I'm working on. It's nothing major right now. Like I'm not saying like it's not like one of my biggest dreams is to be like
Sure,
a
sure.
cybersecurity agent, but like it makes me interested. Like I liked all the I'm a big nerd when it comes to like computers and stuff like that. And coding, I learned a couple of languages in high school, so it just
Languages.
yeah, coding languages. So there's like the ones I know are Java and I know C++ at the moment. I'm actually learning that in cybersecurity right now, and it's just like I don't know why it is for me, but it's a lot easier for me to pick up a coding language
Yeah.
than it is for me to pick up like Spanish, French, Italian. I mean, you list them. I'm really not good. I don't know I can't communicate with another human well myself as it is right now. So when it comes to learning another language to do that,
Yeah.
not really good at that. But I can talk to computers pretty fine.
It probably has to do primarily with your interest in computers.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
think.
if you were super interested in an Italian,
Yeah, 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 yeah. I would pick up.
you'd pick up the language.
Oh, easily. Oh,
Yeah.
easily for sure. Yeah, but it's funny that you said Austin though, is because Austin, Texas, is where a lot of tech jobs are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Texas in general. There's a couple. I think it's Austin. And I probably am wrong when I say this, but maybe Dallas too. I just know Austin specifically. There's a lot of tech jobs out there, and
Tech.
that's where I really was like, you know, I've never been, but it sounds really cool out there. It's a city that I think it's like the number one city that's growing right now in America. Um, and when you went, I remember asking you, how did you like it? Because I also at the time and still am interested in Austin, Texas.
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 Tech
Tech.
says.
Oh, I see what you. I see what you did. You saw my brain work for that. I got the gold gem.
Feels good.
But yeah,
Well,
go ahead.
let's say this. Let's say we're gonna go to Texas together.
Yeah,
Don't know when, but like
at some
we're
point.
gonna flash back to this moment.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
That would be awesome,
Texas on 1, 2. That's gonna happen.
dude. Then ever say I told you this a little bit ago. Sometimes whenever I talk a lot,
Mhm.
so I don't remember some of the things that I say. And I remember last episode, the cheersing of the mics
Yes.
was one thing that we did, and I remember telling you it was like that's good.
Calmed you down.
Calmed me down. Same thing, same exact thing just happened. I like that. And the fact that we put us going to Texas on that is just quality.
We know it's real.
Quality, yeah, yeah. I see it actually. I see it. Like I literally, I see us in our studio right now in Texas. It looks like you guys cannot see this, but it looks like a nice body of water with a couple floating islands.
Oh, behind us.
No,
Behind
behind
us?
them.
Behind them.
Behind them.
Not behind us. In front of
Yes.
us.
Yes, in front of us. In front of us.
Yep.
You might see a body of water and a couple floating islands. I see us in Texas having a grand time talking to whomever might be listening and talking to ourselves.
Damn.
That's what I see. I don't know. I'm a very big visionary. I imagine. I imagine more than I do. I'm in my head a lot.
Huh?
I said. I said. I said I'm in my head a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But that's where like a lot of my images and foreshadowing comes from.
When was it? Is there a specific moment in your life where you realized, like, oh, I can kind of be in my head?
Um, a specific moment. I
This
would.
and I get that this is just a tough question,
Yeah, yeah.
try to reach for it. I'm asking because I have a memory of like when I first discovered that I can imagine,
Well, why don't you say it?
and then maybe you share yours.
Yeah, I would like to. I would like to
It
read
was
your
right
brain.
outside my ma's bedroom. There was a hamper. I remember climbing in the hamper. I must have been roughly 4 years old. But I climbed in the hamper with the intention of closing my eyes, deciding and imagining that I'm floating through a portal into another universe and jumping out of that hamper and treating the regular house
Right.
as if it was another universe.
Okay. And do you think that that was? Do you think that? I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. Did I just do that?
No, I kind of finished it.
I was gonna ask. Do you think that? Because a lot of kids at that age imagine things like you have
Well,
imaginary
yeah, I mean,
friends.
no, kids imagine in
Kind of
order
grow.
to be a person, and
Yeah.
then I think we do the same thing.
Yeah, of course. I think
Yeah.
that today that is still a firm thing that I do. My question was, is do you think that that moment in time was you being inside your head, or do you think that that was just like another kid just imagining something? And why? Because you said that's a big moment for you realizing
Well,
you're inside your head.
I think it's that moment of awareness where you realize that you can be in your like use the being in your
Oh,
head.
okay, okay. I see now. I actually better understand the question now.
Yeah. Okay.
I better understand the question. So for a moment, like,
Like well, just to clarify, it was the moment I realized that I can kind of create my own worlds.
oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you can turn a hamper into a spaceship.
It's a
You can,
portal.
yeah, it's a portal that you can do it for
Yeah.
whatever purposes that you want to.
And when you're a kid, you're probably doing that all the time anyway
Yeah.
without being aware of it. My point is, oh, I was aware that I'm kind of in my own space. So you say I'm in my head a lot.
Right.
Now, when when was it that you kind of recognized that, oh shit, I'm in my head?
Um, this is gonna sound terrible.
Uh-oh.
So sorry for my behavior
Uh-huh.
beforehand. Um, but I realized when I could like create my own world and be inside my head was whenever I was probably around first grade, and I'm not really sure when, like maybe six, seven, eight, nine, one of those years. Okay, we're just gonna say one of those years. Um, our teacher gave us roles to be in because he was a Marine
Mm-hmm.
or part of the Navy. He was part of the Navy actually, and he gave us all us kids like roles on a ship, and that's how we would like kind of feel cool about being in the class and whatnot. So we had a
Yeah.
first mate, we had like a captain. He was captain, and I forgot all the roles that were out there. But I got like a really stupid role, like a like a messenger or something like that. Which now thinking, if it was a messenger, kind of a cool role.
Makes
'Cause
sense now.
yeah, it makes sense now because
We're
I
doing a
could,
podcast.
yeah, you see, and I also like to talk, and I can misconstrue information if I wanted to as the messenger. I never took the ability to do that because I don't abuse power like that.
You saying
Never.
you could fuck up information?
Yeah, yeah. I think back then, if I had that thought, I would have done it
You were
for
just gonna
sure.
sabotage the ship?
For sure, for sure. Like now thinking, but I got the role that I didn't want at the time. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted first mate. Probably a lot of kids wanted first mate.
Yeah.
It's a tough role to fill. I would have done it perfectly, but I feel like everybody wants that role. I did not get it, so in my brain, I didn't care what anybody else told me. I was first mate. Okay, I was first mate. Yeah.
I got something to say.
Okay.
Listen, this this is a Man Dancing podcast featuring Otiano.
That is me.
Look where we're at.
Yeah.
Look what
Yeah.
job you landed, dude.
I mean, I don't think anybody else. I don't even think the first mate's doing something like this.
Nah.
I know. Actually, I know who the first mate was.
Yeah.
He's not doing this.
If I'm the captain,
Hey, I'm first mate, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I
God
think
damn.
I think
I mean, that is certainly not how I'm looking at it by any
oh,
means,
of
but it's just
course. Yo, no, but that fits.
yeah,
That
if it's
fits.
if the shoe fits,
If the
put
shoe
the sh-
fits.
put the shoe on.
But yeah, man, I was like I also like started just I realized I was in my head when I started like I enjoy people a lot and I enjoy having conversations with people. But it's really just the reason why I have conversations with people is to calm myself down.
It's very selfish.
Very, very selfish. Very selfish. I to calm myself down and just to compare other people to me. You know, see what their brains are like compared to my brain. It's a yeah, like you said, very selfish way of thinking. But I just like
Well, there's this idea, and this is from I heard this from the very controversial Jordan Peterson,
ooh,
and he had said,
ooh.
what we do is we broadcast our sanity to other people. That's a lot of why we talk to people. So in some sense, I guess you're kind of saying a very similar thing.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what
It's
I'm
like
saying.
I'm talking to you, I'm okay, right?
Yeah,
You're okay, cool, and you're
yeah,
okay. Yeah.
yeah. We're both okay.
All right.
Yeah,
This is working.
yeah. This is
Yeah.
and that's and I just want to become more comfortable with like talking to people and whatnot. So I'm always in my head with. I was always in my head back then with like how this person would perceive me or whatever, and I just stopped caring less and less, and I started judging people, whether it be good or bad. You know, like I'm the guy in the bar who likes to people watch. I'm a people watcher, and I see if that person, if I could have a conversation with that person or not, and then if I do, I sometimes go up to them. Sometimes they come up to me. It's strange when they come up to me though, because I'll preemptively know that like I could have a conversation with that person,
Mm-hmm.
and they come up to me and we'll have a great conversation. It seriously, it happens to me all the time. It doesn't have to be in a bar setting.
Well, it makes sense. It seems to me that, in order to to get what you want in the world, you have to kind of focus on it. And it
Yeah,
sounds to me like you're already thinking, oh, I could talk with this person.
yeah,
So it's as if you manifest them coming up and chatting with you. I'm a fan of that. I remember when I first turned 21, remembering that, oh, literal doors open for you, meaning I can go into bars now.
yeah.
And I'm going to be in social situations where I have to talk to people.
Right.
And we've talked about this before. I've always been scared
Same.
of talking to people. I've
Same.
always been a little nervous. I've been not sure what to say, or feeling maybe self-conscious or selfish, or so, especially going into bars, people watching, and just figuring out, how can I do it?
Yeah.
We
Figure out
can,
more
yeah.
yourself, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the more people we encounter, especially as we get older, I think it can change. Sometimes I've felt like social situations have been opportunities for me to learn something, or to kind of like, how can I benefit from this?
Right.
Whereas other times, getting older lately has been, what can I contribute?
Yeah.
You know?
Are you a big it's like one of your big goals is to contribute to the world in some type of way?
I think so. I think it seems to be kind of inherent
Yeah.
for a lot of people. Like, living here, it seems to be partly why we're here.
So that was going to actually be my second question is that do you think it should be natural and it should come as second nature for somebody to want to bring some type of wellness or some type of meaning that they created into the world? Do you think that should just be something that should be second nature for people? Because I know for a fact, like, not everyone feels that way, and not everyone people just either a want to survive, people either want to survive and grow, or just people are just
Mm.
cool with being where they're at. You know?
Yeah. This comes second nature. I would even say maybe it's first nature.
Yeah.
I think we're almost always intent on getting further away from pain and seeking discomfort. So it seems like a lot of people's going about the day in order to stay pain free and just
Right.
go about and get some comfort. So, but the reason I say it's first nature is because a step further is contribution.
Right.
You feel a little less bad about your own life.
Right. Because once you contribute
once you
something,
contribute.
it's the same thing as like going in. even like getting your tires changed, right? You feel like a shoulders like you did something productive today.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that also has like a same kind of feeling to it. Like as in you can you it's just like a self-rewarding feeling.
You cook food for people.
Yes.
At the end of a shitty shift, you can still rely on the fact that like I gave someone something nice tonight.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I contributed something into somebody's day that made hopefully their day better than it
Yeah.
was.
I mean, that's a lot of why I'm doing this.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just like I feel called to do it. You know, it's
Yeah.
like I need to make this, or and I think creative pursuits. You know, Rick Rubin's been in the podcast media over the last like year and a half, heavy talking about making art and making it for yourself and this and that, which is makes sense on a lot of levels. Like when you create something, be your own audience.
Okay.
That's how you know it's kind of honest to your. That's how you know you're being honest if you make it for you. But it feels nice to make something for people.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. It's just I feel like that just that feeling of not necessarily being wanted, but that feeling of somebody appreciating, for lack of better terms, the fruits of your labor. You know,
Exactly.
like that's a good. I feel like that's a solid feeling that everyone should strive for. So far, as much as like you said, I think you're right. It should be first nature, not second.
Well, it's one of those things. I think hopefully it becomes first nature once you realize that it's a selfish thing. Like
Yeah.
helping people can be very selfish.
Oh yeah, for
because
sure.
it's like, oh, I feel good.
Oh, for sure. Or selfless. I feel like some. It could be very selfless.
Well, I'm saying it's not selfless because I know I'm gonna derive a sense of feel good.
Well, the only reason why I kind of disagree, I agree with like 90% with what
Yeah.
you're saying. The only part that I feel like it can become selfless, um, to the point where if your one goal is to help the world, you can get really you can drown in that idea and not really focus on yourself as much. I feel like people need to, in order to um, help the world, they kind of have to help themselves first.
I wholly agree.
You know, and
Yeah.
I knew you did. I was trying to get the point that I feel like if you get trapped in the idea of trying to help somebody, you won't ever leave room for yourself, which therefore leads to kind of
Mm.
selfless. Like you're
I might be jumping the gun here because I guess what I was trying to say, it was like that thing I was saying before: work harder on yourself than you'll
yeah
do at your job.
yeah yeah yeah,
It's
for
like
sure.
it's like if you could put yourself into the position,
Right,
help yourself first, so then you can help other people.
right.
But help is a weird thing too, because sometimes you don't want to be the person getting help.
Exactly. You don't, and you no people usually don't ask for it. That's one thing that's I feel like very common in most people is that they don't really ask for it either.
I've been trying to lately.
Yeah, that's good. I feel like that should be natural. I'm not saying it's a good. First of all, I'm not saying it's a good thing that people don't ask for it, but I feel like a lot of people don't really ask for help, and like you said, they don't like to. No one
Yeah.
really likes to ask for help because it's like self-diminishing kind of.
Mm.
But if I feel like humans were.
This is another. Sorry to cut you off, but
You're
this is
good.
another thing. It's like if you go out into the world being like, "Oh, I'm gonna go help people," then you got to go find people who need help, which is a weird thing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's just like, "Oh, let me go look for someone who's having a rough time." You
Well,
know,
yeah,
and
you're trying to like you're looking for people who are suffering as well.
yeah, and then you kind of have a savior complex as a
Yeah,
result sometimes. So everything is so tricky.
very actually, very. It hurts. It hurts my brain. I don't think there's a lot of oil going on in these gears 90% of the time. I'm definitely grinding gears inside my brain at all times.
I think a lot of times when we're not trying to think too much, that's when some of the juice, some of the gold,
Oh yeah.
that's when the gears turn at their best.
Oh yeah. The more comfortable you are in a setting, I feel like your brain just kind of vomits great stuff.
No, I was about to
Oh
go break into song.
no, that was good,
We're
man.
just checking to see the technology's still working.
You want to do a camera check too?
Yeah, I'll do a camera check.
Those acorns, man, are loud.
These are working. Those acorns are. I wonder if it's gonna get picked up.
Oh, I think that one just might.
This is good.
Video's going great.
So far, we're at like 30 minutes.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so it's tough. It's like we have started this podcast without much of a an idea of what it is we're supposed to talk about or topics or goals. We initially decided that's going to make way for creativity to come through. So what's fun is we're not sure where this is going to go.
No, I really have no idea. I really don't. It's really interesting for me to see the amount of people, because at some point we're gonna bring some people on here. Um, I feel like wherever we do end up going, it's just gonna be interesting to see exactly who we invite.
Who we invite, who comes and talk, what we talk about. I'm excited to like. It's going to be fun to. I really hope they can't hear those acorns.
I don't. If they do, I mean, it's just like an acorn per 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like a little. Oh, I guess it would be surprising. Should we have a headphone warning?
No, because it's definitely not going to hit the eardrum.
No, you don't think so? It's just
Like
gonna be like
this.
a slight
They
thud.
might not even hear it. They're
Yep.
probably be like, "What the fuck are you talking
They're
about?"
going crazy.
Who's going crazy?
Not us. No, actually,
The
no,
audience.
no.
Imagine the audience is watching this, just going, "What the?"
Automatically, like, yeah, these guys, they don't know what's going on at all. But my thing is, imagine if wherever we do end up going, with whomever,
Mm-hmm.
it will be interesting to see what type of people end up coming on here, because I feel like that will really fuel what the idea that ends up being the main focus of our podcast, because at some point we're gonna get a clue at what this is
What
gonna
this
be.
is? Yeah, at some
you
point.
know.
These first like several episodes.
Yeah, I feel like are building that.
May just be like, I don't know.
Yeah,
What's this?
which is cool with me.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's cool with me. I feel like just putting something out there at the end of the day is just something that.
You guys should do it too. If you're watching this and you want to make something and you want to go out and do something, just go do it.
It doesn't really matter what it is.
Just go do it.
Just do it.
Just go and just put the hat on and go do it.
People really think that it's hard to, I would say, pursue your goals. I don't think that's the hard part. I think the hard part is continuously pushing forward. I feel like staying on track for whatever you want to do in life is the hard part, instead of just actually doing it.
Yeah, so just go do it.
Just do it.
It's easy and to be excited about the first day of the gym.
Oh yeah.
You get your gear, you get the new water bottle, you
Yeah.
get a fun new shake.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You got new flavor too.
Yeah.
Yeah, new flavor. But you know what's hard? It's hard. It's easy to do that, but it's hard. It's hard whenever it's 4 a.m. You got work in 6 hours. You have kids at the house. 7 kids at the house.
Crazy.
And you also somehow have to feed the children. But you got to stick in an hour just to stay consistent.
You gotta
All it
stay
is,
consistent with
consistency
those goals.
is key. Keep a habit. It's a good habit to have, is to keep focusing on your goals. Trust me, and it's taken me till just recently to
Trust him.
trust me. I'm a trustworthy guy. You can trust me, but you'll get to know that through the pod. I feel like.
O was telling me before that one of the habits you have is just putting your things in the same place.
Oh my
Your
gosh,
wallet and your keys.
life changer.
Just keep them in the same place.
So I won't lose them.
Over and over again.
I'm really bad at losing things.
Uh-huh.
So like that just it fueled me to do more, just like more habits to better my life. Just like that, just something small. Start off small. I'm assuming everyone makes their bed, but if you don't, in the morning, make your bed. It's a good habit to have.
If you have a bed, make that. Sometimes you don't have a bed, and guess what? Make one.
Just make the bed.
Make your own bed.
Well, imagine someone actually like going out and getting the wood. Because they were like,
They didn't know any better, so
Yeah.
they just went to Home Depot and started getting wood.
yeah. Go get the wood from Home Depot. Get some cotton from your local art store. Get a sewing machine.
Just a guy who's never been anywhere.
Yeah. And grabbing some springs from, I don't know, like the tractor company. I really don't know where you get springs from, but I'm assuming somebody out there is gonna have, somebody's made a bed from scratch before. I feel like if you look up on YouTube.
Dude, have you been alive?
No,
Of course.
well, hold on. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying in today, like today
Oh,
is
like a
like,
DIY
yeah,
video,
yeah,
like okay.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know somebody. I mean, look, I sleep in a bed. I know it's been done.
I mean, we've been downtown
Yeah,
Wilmington, and
yeah, yeah. But there's people who
we've
don't.
seen some people make beds.
Yeah, I've seen some beds made out in thin air. Honestly.
Can I just say this real quick too? I love downtown Wilmington.
Yeah.
We were supposed to film, I think, and get together downtown today. We didn't, which is fine.
Well, it's totally fine.
But downtown Wilmington, I
Woman,
don't know. You've been there, so you're desensitized to it probably. But like,
a
I
little
get
bit.
so much joy from just kind of wandering around downtown.
It's interesting. Every time I go downtown, now, I've been here for a while. I've been here for 20 plus years, right? Every time I go
Oh, I
down to
can't
downtown
wait till we
Will,
go to Texas together.
oh, I trust me. That's one thing that's in the forefront of my brain. Moving is in the forefront of my brain at all times. Cause,
Well, I wasn't even saying move. I was just gonna say a trip.
oh, well, a trip also as well. We should do a pod in Texas.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Flashback to right now.
That you were said that would be amazing, dude. I'm thinking that's gonna be amazing. What I was saying is that actually the point's gone. The point has actually just left the building. I told you right before. You asked me, hat or no hat, right before, and it has nothing to do. You could keep the hat on if you want, but the whole what me saying that is that was like another topic I thought was pretty cool that we can talk about is going out in front of a camera and how to be comfortable with that. How do you be comfortable knowing that you're really not talking to anybody right now besides a camera?
Mm-hmm.
But how do you be comfortable with the fact that at some point someone's gonna listen, and you just gotta imagine
Yeah.
there being an audience. How do you get comfortable with that?
It's interesting. I've put a camera on myself so often to the point that I'm more comfortable now than when I
Right,
first started.
right.
This is newer for you,
This is very new to me. Yeah.
so it's the same thing. Work harder on yourself than you do at your job.
Yeah.
It seems that the best thing to do is to try to just speak honestly to each other.
Right.
So practicing that,
Yeah.
because if I'm just doing my best to be my honest self, I'm not worried about
What's going on
the
over
camera or who's listening. But at the same time, it's for that. I want to be able to
there? Exactly. That is a thin line.
be a truthful me
Yeah.
to whoever's watching.
Mhm.
I think the trick is, yeah, because I could tell you'll turn it on a little bit
Yeah. For sure.
with this.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
But it's just a slightly enhanced
Version of.
version.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure. I'm trying to find like different ways, and I feel like just talking to you in general and just like learning more about you is just gonna be what's gonna get me more comfortable.
That, and maybe also practicing at home.
Yeah.
I mean that really. Like,
Maybe I should just make videos. Maybe I should do a Monday. If you guys don't know, this guy does a Monday post
I hope
every
they know.
Monday.
This is because it's through, man. I hope you know about the Monday drop.
If you don't, I'm slightly disappointed in you. But we'll talk about that later.
Can I just want to say this.
Okay.
You could go home and make some videos, talk to yourself, not for anybody.
Right.
You don't have to post them or anything. You just watch them.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah, because you'll find that there's ways that maybe you say certain words that like, oh,
Yeah, I need to.
I don't like the way I say that, or I don't like the way I look right now,
Right.
or I don't like the way I feel.
No, I think we look golden all the time, baby.
But
I'm sorry, that was very selfish of me to say.
no.
Sorry
think
for
we
my
look good.
behavior.
I think we look good.
Yeah, I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if anything, we're tier 1, A1.
Don't smile. Oh, that's good for a picture. Let's go.
Be like the thumbnail.
Okay.
It's a good thumbnail.
Could be a thumbnail.
I'm thinking that could be a thumbnail. That was good. That was good.
Feels nice, though. I really like. What's so sick is just being able to talk to you.
Yeah.
I.
That means a lot to me. Seriously.
You know.
I'm gonna grab that hand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Give
grab
me
that hand. I
Give
know
me
you
that.
weren't going for that, but I just felt it just felt right.
And I just wanted to do that.
Just talk to me in general.
Yeah, because I get the sense that you deal with creativity the same way Spider-Man deals with having to be Spider-Man. It's
Yeah.
like the burden is a curse.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
responsibility is a curse. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
creative energy that is coursing through your body and your veins is like you're wrangling that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Oh yeah.
beast.
It's a big one, man. It's a big one. I
And
tend to.
I just wanna fucking play with it.
Yeah. Hey. Whoa. Whoa.
Not like
Dude.
that. Not
Well,
like
no.
that.
No.
Nothing weird
No.
like that.
No. Well, of course not. But I'm saying like that was like a really cool compliment to give somebody, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think creative people can seek out creatives.
I think that, but that's why that goes back to what I was saying earlier. You know that you and yourself is the same way. Like you found me because you're a creative soul.
Yeah, I believe in synchronicities, and I believe in pathways of the universe, and I
That's a
believe
good word.
I remember feeling that way. Well, it's just like you either choose to believe that you're where you're supposed to be and that the universe is putting you in the right spot,
Right.
or I guess you don't. But I choose to believe that, and I remember seeing you like, oh shit, like I'm excited to see what happens with he and I.
Yeah, same. I feel like this relationship is going to be pretty good, man. Based off the fact that we both are striving to bring out something,
Yeah, and the fun part is we don't really know what it is.
and we don't know what it is,
Ugh.
which is okay, because they're finding out. They're asking the same thing. They're like, "What is this?
What is this? Why am I watching this?
So we're asking you, what do you think it is?
Do you want to? Yeah.
What do you think this could be? I feel like that's a good question.
Oh,
to ask
that's
them.
good.
I don't know if you wanted me to do that.
No,
I just
great.
it felt right.
Can you do it
right.
again?
Yeah. What do you think this is? Wow. That's gotta be golden. That's gotta be golden.
I think that's it.
You think that's it?
I
Yeah,
think that's
man?
episode 2.
I think episode 2 is probably gonna be the one that we look back on multiple times. I mean, we made reasons today for that. Whenever we go to Texas, just remember to we gotta look back at episode 2,
Yeah.
right?
Episode 2.
I feel like this is gonna be like you know how people have like defining moments. I feel like this is the one. I feel like this one particularly.
Texas, here we come.
We're coming, coming hard.
So we're gonna sign off, and how do we?
I feel like we just pack up, and whenever we end the video, it's kind of just like how it happens. You remember how I was trying to say like
Yeah.
the
But should we have a should we say something specific? I don't think so. I'd like to. The intro is you're watching. Sorry for my behavior.
no, you said it.
That's the intro.
No, but you said it. Sorry for my behavior. Right?